So I don't think I've ever covered a Stadia news video quite like this one, where I'm gonna definitely feel like I'm the Grim Reaper of Stadia news today. I hope to stress to you guys though that I love all of you, so please don't shoot the messenger, as we have a couple of things that are not so great, but we do have one positive set of news. Unfortunately though, 2 of August's biggest games got delayed until September. Superbomberman R could be free, that's positive, and Apple finally has confirmed why Stadia isn't on Apple devices. With that said, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already for daily Stadia news videos and cloud gaming videos. Hit that notification bell, smash that like button for this one please, because we're gonna need it. It's a bumpy ride. Let's start though with the biggest news of the day, and finally, truly, we have someone to point the finger to as to why Stadia is not on Apple devices. And this solely falls on the shoulders of the powers that be at Apple, and the reason for it fails quite a bit of logic to say the least. An official Apple statement had this to say in regards to why cloud services like Stadia, xCloud, and GeForce Now are not on iOS. The App Store was created to be a safe and trusted place for customers to discover and download apps, and a great business opportunity for all developers. Before they go on our store, all apps are reviewed against the same set of guidelines that are intended to protect customers and provide a fair and level playing field to developers. Our customers enjoy great apps and games from millions of developers, and gaming services can absolutely launch on the App Store as long as they follow the same set of guidelines applicable to all developers, including submitting games individually for review and appearing in charts and search. And there it is right there in that last sentence that I read. They must follow the guidelines of including and submitting games individually for review. At least that is their excuse. Essentially, what they're saying with all of this is that because a game is launching off an app into a cloud server somewhere, they can't review each game that launches off the server. So basically, if Stadia was to somehow work under their guidelines, they would need to put each game individually on the iOS app as its own entity of a standalone game, which at that point, then they would accept it. So basically, anything off a cloud service is not allowed whatsoever. And the only cloud service on iOS that functions like Stadia, xCloud, and GeForce Now is not coincidentally, it's Apple Arcade. Now there is exceptions like Shadow, but that's because Shadow acts as a remote desktop that has you having to put Steam and Epic to launch your games. But at one point it was taken off iOS because Shadow did let you launch your games right away as you launch the app, like it did for me when I tested it recently on Android. When I went ahead and just launched it off my Android app, the game literally just popped up right away. But I found it curious that a few days ago, I did the same thing. I went on my wife's Apple device. I launched Shadow only to not have that same prompt that I did when I launched it on Android. And now I know why. So the problem Apple has is that the games are not stored on your device, but somewhere in a data center. And really, this is just a flat, poor excuse, especially when they have Apple Arcade. And another good example brought up by Business Insider that I thought of as well before I read it is, wait a second, isn't Netflix and Hulu 2 services that provide thousands of movies and TV shows, some way more violent, way more dirty than actual video games? This stuff's on Apple devices. What exactly is the difference? According to Apple, the difference boils down to the medium. Games are interactive, unlike music and film, and there are consumer expectations baked into the App Store related to gaming. There's also no in-app payment through Apple's built-in services, and no App Store rating, among a variety of other things. So there it is, we just hit another reason Apple can't take a cut like they normally do because of things like Stadia Pro or xCloud's 100 game library. And the fact that those apps don't provide signups through Apple, that leads to where they can't take their 30% cut. So Apple, in my opinion, has a huge problem with this. Once again, Apple doesn't have Netflix list every single movie individually. So for me personally, the common sense is failing here. At this point, if you're an Apple user and you're also a cloud gamer, I would personally tell you to vote with your wallet on this one if you're outraged at all and you're hoping to one day be able to play the games in the cloud on your Apple device. Either way, ironically, I have a video waiting in the wings to show a workaround how to play Stadia on your Apple device. But it's not an easy workaround and it's not super smooth, but it's something. I'm just waiting on the word to get that out. So stay tuned to this channel and make sure you're subscribed. Alright, let's go ahead and finally jump on the rest of the news today. And Superbomberman R got rated on Peggy not long ago. But what's interesting about this rating is the description by Konami here, where it says Superbomberman R is a free-to-play Bomberman game that includes game modes such as Battle Royale for up to 64 players. Now, this is extremely curious to see that it is listed as free to play. Now, I've been mentioning that I think this game with the 64 player mode will kinda flop, even if it's free for pro. I would be shocked if there is a ton of lobbies filling up consistently. Heck, I would be shocked if there's even one lobby continuing to go after the first or second day this game launches. But the game definitely would have no chance if you had to pay for it, and it wasn't free with Pro. Better chance under Pro, but still the online presence for multiplayer isn't great even under the Pro status. Now, if the game goes 100% free to play without the Pro service, that gives it more of a shot. I would still have my doubts though. People would get a Stadia account to play Bomberman R online, but I'd love to be wrong on that. I'd love for this to be completely free to play, as I've advocated many occasions that Stadia needs to find ways to get people on the platform without even signing up for a pro membership. And having a game that you can truly demo, this 64 player part would definitely be a step in the right direction and possibly and potentially a bit of a boon. So I hope that this is their aim, and now I hate to say it, but I'm gonna be disappointed if this game doesn't launch free to play. I guess we'll see. Alright, let's go ahead and move now on to more bad news on the docket, as we have a collection of games here that got delayed or won't see a release date until a further time down the line. And it's with extreme disappointment, and I mean extreme disappointment, to see both Baldur's Gate 3 and Serious Sam 4 being delayed, two of which were two of the month's biggest titles, now leaving August, which makes this month unfortunately pretty much like every other month we've had lately, with just a few okay titles to look forward to. Now, Baldur's Gate 3 is set to get an official launch date on August 18th, where they finally reveal the specific date that's going to be set in stone, and it won't be August. Then we have Serious Sam 4 that did get an official release date, with that being September 24th. The last game here is Ari and the Secret of Seasons, is releasing worldwide on September 1st, but it is getting a delay on Stadia, which at this point I think is actually a good thing, because we have way too many games now. Pretty much all the pro games were announced for September with Hitman and Hello Neighbor. Then we have later releases on September with Marvel Avengers, 2K21, and now both Baldur's Gate and Serious Sam. It's a huge month, and it's going to be pretty much huge all the way until the end of the year with non-stop big releases, but unfortunately all that fun doesn't begin until September. It's a big bummer all around, as this month was just stacked enough to feel good about it, but now it's entering into a big whimper. Alright, and quickly, I just wanted to go ahead and cover real fast. Borderlands 3 is free to play right now this weekend, depending on when you're watching this. There's also a sale here. It's about 50% off. Go pick this up. Go try it out for yourself. Demo it. I know some people reported that Borderlands 3 is not working that great for them. I do recommend the game though, even at the sale price, but the good thing is that you guys can demo it and find out for yourself. Also, join our Discord if people are teaming up this weekend to play this, including myself. I will be playing with some of you guys, so hop in here. Come play with us. Alright though, with all that said, let me know your thoughts on the news of the iOS not supporting Stadia, all these Apple shenanigans, as we continue to just be flat out disappointed. I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know if you're also disappointed with any of the news of the delays, and would you guys like to see Superbomberman R be completely free to play? Subscribe to this channel for your Stadia news, as well as hit that notification bell. I'm Sunny, and I'll see you guys in the cloud.